I get asked all the time how I was able to transition and move up the levels in high ticket sales so quickly, how I was able to make consistent six figures so quickly, get promotions so quickly, and just overall have the success that I have had in such a short amount of time. And when I reflected on this, I really wanted to bring as much value as I could to help you replicate or to help you build the career that you want in this space. And when I reflected on it, it was actually quite simple. Now, it wasn't easy, but it was simple. So I'm going to share with you some of the characteristics, some of the traits, some of the actions, what I actually did to actually be able to go from no experience to appointment setter to six-figure closer to sales manager, building and scaling a company to $1 million a month, and everything in between. So let's get into it. I also want to disclaimer that what I'm about to say is boring, but that is the point. The boring stuff works. It's not about fancy sales training, fancy reframes, XYZ making a bunch of money. It's about showing up every single day and having consistency. Doing the same thing, whether you have motivation, discipline, whether you feel good, whether you feel bad, it doesn't matter. It's about being professional and showing up every day, putting your best foot forward. And this isn't actually on my points. I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but that is something that I did without fail. Rain or shine, I would show up to work and put my best foot forward. Whether I had absolute chaos going on in my personal life, you would never know. My managers would never know, my team would never know, my prospects would never know, because I was always a professional. I always put the prospect first and I put my work first to ensure that I would uphold a good reputation, which therefore allowed me to move so fast and get promotions so fast. However, first things first is that I followed the same plan, followed the same mentor, followed the same training from day one. I followed the plan and I stuck to it. We talk about this all the time. Shiny object syndrome in this industry is huge, especially because this industry is sales, right? Salespeople are always trying to sell you on the next best thing that you need to buy, or you're not good enough, so you need to buy more training, or you need to learn this new reframe, or XYZ. Do not fall into the trap. I say this to my girls all the time. Some of them do, some of them don't. And I can say right here, right now, the girls that don't fall into that trap are the ones on my case studies, are the ones who are the most successful, are the ones who move with speed. They follow one plan and they stick to it. And that is what I've always done, because it allows you to be consistent, it allows you to measure your progress, and it allows you to get to where you want to be. It's like going to the gym. You wouldn't just go to the gym and go, one day I'm going to listen to this person's exercises and one person, and the next day the next, and so on and so forth. You wouldn't get anywhere. You wouldn't see the progress that you want to, or certainly not in the time that you wanted to. Sales is exactly the same. Find one mentor, listen to them no matter what. Obviously, make sure they're the right person for you. If you invest in the wrong person and then it's just not a good culture fit, different story. But find one person that you trust that has done what you want to do. I can't stress that enough. That has made the money, and that they can prove they have made the money that you want to make, and listen to them through the good days, through the bad days. It's exactly what I did, and that was exactly why I was able to move so quickly. Number 2. I left my ego at the door. No matter what level I was, no matter what kind of phase of my career that I was adaptable. My brain was like a sponge. I was constantly learning. I never felt that I was too good. I never felt that I was too good to train or to ask questions or to get advice. My brain was constantly like a sponge. I remember when I onboarded onto my second ever offer. That offer was a completely different niche and a completely different area to my first. So the whole script and the whole sales process that I learned on the first did not apply and did not work for the second. Now, bear in mind, on the first offer I was on, I was top performer for months. I had a 50+% close rate. I thought I was great. I did. And then I went on to the second offer and the process was completely different. Now, there are two types of people. The first could have gone, well, I'm just going to use the process that I know on the last offer because I'm amazing. I know what I'm doing. I'm better than everyone else on the team because I had a 55% close rate. So they don't know what they're talking about, and I'm going to use the script that I know. Or the second could go, okay, what is the top performer doing here? Let me follow them. Let me follow the person that is proven, that is performing, that is closing the deals and making money. And that's exactly what I did. I went in, I completely ditched my script, my process, and pretty much everything I knew at that point. I followed the top performer until I became the top performer. And that is a testament to me leaving my ego at the door. To this day, there's always things that I can learn. Even though I teach women myself, there's always something that I can learn. There's always something to learn for you to grow, for you to evolve, for you to get better. So do not think that you know it all. Never stop asking questions. Never stop getting your calls reviewed, getting support, because that is the only way you're going to see success and gain respect from others, because people don't like a know-it-all. If you can be open to learning, open to different perspectives, open to different opinions, you'll not only be a good culture fit and have the team like you, but you will be the best as well. This moves nicely onto number 3, which is I never stopped learning, ever. I was always doing more trainings. I was always doing more core reviews. I was always the first one to put my hand up in a sales training, whether on the offer or in my mentorship, to ask questions and get support. My brain was constantly like a sponge. I wanted to learn as much as I physically can. I never missed a training on my offer. There was people that were always running late. There were people that would always prioritize different things rather than the team trainings. I was there every week, week in, week out. I was obsessed. I wanted to be the best, and I was ready to do whatever it took. Like I always said, you need a 10K strategy paired with a 10K effort. For me, I felt like I had a 10K strategy and a 15K effort. And that's what you want. You want to be able to go above and beyond to be the best. Outwork everyone else. When everyone else is watching the Instagram reels in their no-shows, I was doing call reviews. When everyone else was blocking off their calendar for the weekend, I was taking more calls. Be the best is by doing the best, doing the most, outworking everyone else, because there will come to a point where you don't need to do that because you're so dialed in, your process and scripts are so dialed in, you are closing at 50, 67%, 70%, so you can work less and make more. And I got to that point too. I wasn't working ridiculously hard my whole closing career. I could tone it back, and that is when things get fun. But when you're starting out, you have to prioritize outworking and outlearning everybody else. Number 4, I asked for what I want and I didn't take no for an answer. And I don't mean literally on the spot. If someone told me no, I said, well, you have to tell me yes by any means. But what I mean is I made it happen. If I wasn't ready to move to closer, I would make sure I worked super hard to show the team I was ready, to the point where then they would give me the spot. If I was on low priority because I was a new person on the calendar, so they didn't give me the best leads, I would go above and beyond to ensure my close rate increased to make sure I was then getting the best leads. I never settled. I always wanted more. I asked. Every opportunity I've had in this space is because I asked for it. Setter to closer, I asked for it. First offer to second offer, I asked for it. Manager, I asked for it. I asked for it even if I technically, quote unquote, wasn't ready. There are managers in this space who have had 4, 5, 6 years of closing experience who still haven't been able to scale a company to $1 million a month. I did it in less than a year and a half of ever having sales experience. I did it because I knew I was capable, and like I said, all the points before, I put my ego aside and I got to work. I asked when I wasn't ready and then proved for myself when I was in it. And I can't stress that enough. Do the thing when you're not ready. Push yourself even if you feel scared, because that is the only way you're going to grow. Don't let your first rejection hold you back. Don't stop trying. Like, if you don't quit, you can't fail. I say this to the girls in my program the whole time. Don't quit. And one of my girls, Jamini, is a testament to this. She lives in a country where they do judge her a little bit for kind of the country she's in and if she'll be able to come in and do the job and for the accent that she has. That never stopped her. She got rejection after rejection after rejection, and she didn't stop. And there were times where she wanted to, and I said, if you don't quit, you can't fail. And then lo and behold, she's now on a fantastic offer because someone did give her a chance, and she's top of the leaderboard and she's making fantastic money for the country that she lives in because she didn't quit. And that was the mindset that I always have and that I really try to instill into the girls into my program. And last but not least, I blamed no one else but myself for my failures. When I wasn't where I wanted to be, that was no one's fault but my own. Even if I felt like I was doing everything, even if that was exceptionally hard, I took 100% accountability. Honestly, I feel like that is lacking in this day and age quite a lot. Because of social media, everyone's looking for the quick fix. Everyone's sold that the hard thing can actually be easy. Sold the dream. The 10K a month come overnight and you can do XYZ without actually working hard. But that is a lie. And if we have our emotional brain and we have our logical brain. If you use your logical brain when you see these types of reels and you see these types of messages, you're going to realize that they're marketing. They're there to get you in. They're there as a hook to pull you in. It's fantastic, and you have to see it for what it is. It really does work. But don't be fooled. It is all on you. Anything that's good does not come easy, whether it's your dream body, your dream income, your dream relationship. All those things you have to work exceptionally hard for. And yes, it's very easy to look at the people who have those things and think, gosh, they must have had it so easy, or I wish I could be them. They have this and I don't have XYZ, but we can't do that. You have to take 100% ownership of you, your life, your income, your situation, everything. So if you're in a program and you're not getting the job as quick as you thought you would, that's your fault. If you're not making the income you want, that's your fault. If you're not living the life you want in the apartment you want, that's your fault. But that can be fixed, and that's good. Everything is fixable. Everything can be changed. Everything can be improved. It just comes from you. Having the self-awareness, acknowledging your strengths and your weaknesses, and doing a bit of an audit. I always say this to the girls. I have girls who come into my program who absolutely hit the ground running. And then I have some girls who struggle. And for the girls that struggle, I say, okay, let's do an audit. Let's break this down. What are you doing? And let's see what you're not doing that you think you're doing. Where are you struggling? And what do you find easy? And we can build a plan and we can audit what they're doing to ensure that they are setting themselves up for the best possible chances. And more often than not, of course, they're not doing what they think they are doing because their emotional brain is lying to them. And again, that's okay because it's an easy fix. We use our logical brain, we make a plan, we write it down, and we execute. That is very much kind of my mindset. Nothing's a problem. Everything is fixable, but it comes from us first. We have to be self-aware and we have to look within. And I would say they are my top 5 points of how I was able to move so quickly in high ticket sales. And if you can even adopt 3 of those points, you're going to notice such a difference in your career. And I haven't always been like that. I haven't always thought this way. There's been so many things I've tried and failed. I don't know if you may have seen my first ever video. I literally talked about how I had a business for like 4 or 5 years that completely failed. Failure isn't bad. You can learn from failure. But all my messages here is if you don't quit, you can't fail. And I think that's what I love about sales, because it's not like some business models where you run out of money so you physically can't do anything about it. That was like my last business. This one is pure skill set. It's time and it's skill set. It's you against you. So you really can never fail because you just don't give up. You just keep on, sorry, I think there's a fly. You just keep on pushing forward, doing what you're supposed to do, showing up every single day, and I promise you, you will get there. If you are a woman looking to get into sales, or maybe you're already in sales and you're looking to take your career to the next level, there's going to be a link in my bio. As always, you can book a call with myself or one of my team. We'll talk about your goals, what you're looking to achieve, and see if we can build a plan of action to actually help you get there. Realistic, tangible results. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.